6:02 and happening today, the National Weather Service is expected to assess damage in some of those hardest hit areas we've been talking about. That includes in Lancaster and in York County.
And some of the most significant damage we've seen reported is at Eastern York High School in Lower Windsor Township. And still a lot that needs to be assessed here, especially with students returning for the school year in just a matter of days. That's coming up next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Fox 43's Natalie Caranda live at the school this morning with a look at conditions as it starts to get lighter out there. Natalie, what have you been seeing?
Yeah, guys, it's a pretty dramatic scene out here in the parking lot of the high school. As you can see right behind me, we have some caution tape to make sure people are safe in and around the area, with maintenance coming in and out to do their work as they continue over the next few days, and assessments as well. But if you get a closer look at the roof over here, you can see that there's still a lot of debris hanging right off of the very top of the building. That is because some of the roof did collapse during yesterday's storms. It blew off, which is what you're looking at all over the parking lot and all through the ground. We're just surrounded by debris. I mean, you can also see just how far this all traveled as well, how much the wind took it in and around the area. There's still pieces right by my feet, right where I'm standing. There's pieces in front of me in the grass. It blew everywhere. So again, a pretty dramatic scene out here, and this all happened around 4:30 yesterday when that storm did hit this area, and it brought, of course, powerful rain and wind throughout this entire area of Lower Windsor Township. While the damage here is very significant, the York County Office of Emergency Management says that there were about 50 student athletes practicing in the gym at the time, along with a couple of staff members in other parts of the school. Luckily, they said that no one was hurt. Police and firefighters and school administrators worked to reunite those students and their families. Now, Eastern York High School's incident command team spoke about the next steps and what that process will look like.
Going to be continuing to do an assessment to make sure that everyone was accounted for, and if there's anything we can do to help stabilize the situation inside, to help out for future work inside the school to make it safe, and for the school system to help them assess what damage there is and what will be needed for them to continue, if they can continue operation or opening when they do decide to open back up.
Now, this is a photo from inside of the building, and that gives you a better idea of the work that they have ahead of them over the next few days and what that assessment looks like. You can see that collapsed roof that happened in what looks like is a classroom, and the York County Office of Emergency Management says that the whole process of getting that initial assessment done wrapped up around 5:45 last night. Now, PEMA and the National Weather Service, they're expected to arrive later this morning to help assess the damage and determine what type of severe weather caused this, which is very important information for the district as it figures out what repairs are needed and what parts of this building can be used safely. And that's a pretty important thing. Again, it's a pretty tight timeline here, as teachers were supposed to be back in the building today for an in-service day, and students are expected or were supposed to start school next Wednesday. So we will be here throughout the morning, just giving you a better look at all of the damage that is in the area currently. Again, you can see just how far all of this debris did travel. I'm standing right next to some by my feet here, and there's stuff pretty much as far as I can see right now in this whole area. But when PEMA and the National Weather Service do get here later on this morning, we will be getting a look at how they do their assessment and hopefully talking to them about it as well. James and Gabby, I'll send it back to you guys for now, but every time we switch angles this morning, we just see more and more stuff everywhere. A lot of work needs to be done here.
Yeah, seeing something new. Great job out there, Natalie. I think about my time covering hurricanes in Florida, tornadoes in central Oklahoma, down the Bible Belt to Texas. It takes a significant amount of force to do that kind of damage. So the assessment on this and whether or not there was a tornado will be something we'll be paying very close attention to.
Yeah, and such an impact on our community. We don't typically expect to experience something like this here.
Exactly.
Right, Natalie, thank you so much. We'll check back in on you in our next half an hour.